Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Alright, so got one last bit of the body Z or the torso, that is, ranging from the shoulders down to the hips to do. because I did have a little bit of time, so I have the lean motion done for the jacket on one side, so just need to get it done on the other side. Then make sure everything still sticks together correctly. Make sure all my shadows are currently in place, because my shadow follows the jacket and not the shirt, so they haven't moved yet. And then it'll be on to legs. So the thing with the legs is that there is a genuine problem that requires me to do it first, because there's a very large likelihood that something may break partway into it. Namely, with the knee. So for all of us who have a working knee, you'll know that to essentially lift your leg while you're standing, you have to retract it in a way that your knee bends. And because we have essentially two different motions that are going to be doing that, we have to make sure that motion works. And that is the core part of what may very likely break. Because there'll be two things handling that one motion. As we'll also be moving... Oh, where's this go? The knee with the Y vertical motion of the body. How far in do I have this hip? Really far in, like up to here. Just kind of realized I sit that in a way that sounded kind of stink. Like, you have a working knee. Yeah, I might get cancelled for that one. Let's go like that. But that's just the general rationale behind how that part's gonna have to work. Kinda want to bump this outwards. Just bring that in a bit. I could bring this in a bit as well. That's just the shadow of the actual cloth side part of the jacket. Out there. I just need to go like that. Very subtle. Should be a very subtle motion. I don't want to bump this out a little bit more. Let's bring the pocket outfitter as well. Go a little bit like this. Give it a little very mild turn. Now to deal with the actual backside. Yeah, I need to do the belt on the other side if I can really miss at that. Alright, alright, 1, 2, 3. Most of this stays in the same perspective because we're not really doing too much to the top of the body. Because this part's leading straight over. The shirt does actually lead into the air a bit more than the top parts do. You tilt the body a little bit as we go around this way. This will hang, actually just kind of hang closer to the body as well at the same time. Can I direct this from inside a bit more? Twist at the waist. I mean, you can kind of see it. And it'll become more clear for that part. Okay, why is it like super stuffy? Hold up, let me just plug my fan back in. Oh boy, it's supposed to be getting to the winter season. Why is it still just stuffy as all heck? Hum. Okay, the main defining factor of this part will actually be this. Where it needs to go something along the lines of meh. And then be probably a bit more aggressive there. So looks like the initial pose is way more suited to the side than the other. Hopefully the way I'm doing this isn't going to affect the body X later. This is lifting too much. Hum. Gotta make sure this actually looks like this is going around the back and not the looping here, because technically not looping. I'm still probably gonna end up putting in a extra back piece here. I'm not really too sure about the pocket, but this is also a small movement that's largely not going to be seen at all. So it's going to be in motion the whole time because it's a purely physics precision based motion, which means that it'll start and then it'll stop. Where's the other side of this? Hum. It's getting the job done. Some bits are wigglier than the others, but why is that part so wiggly? What's wrong with this tail? Oh, it doesn't have a body Z. Why is this? Wait, no, this is a shadow. I need the actual part here. No, I need a tail portion of this. Body. What part is this? What is this? No, this is a jacket. I need the shirt. Alright, what happened to you? Maybe I shouldn't have this lean out so far. It's fine if it just kind of hides behind the jacket in general. I just need to make sure this part doesn't have any issues. Still a little wobblier than maybe it needs to be down there. Oh, one of my shadows is definitely not moving. Is it you? No, you're moving there. That probably means it's you then. Okay, that's essentially what we need there. Alright, now, the real fun part, which is the legs. We're basically just going to try and balance the body on top of the legs as much as possible. Probably actually going to reduce the height a little bit by default afterwards with the body Y. Just so the knees are a little bit more bent, so I have a bit more leeway on the Y positive. Or I might just not put a center for the Y positive and just let the program figure it out. Alright, so just collapse all of this and go to lower body. Alright, so the perspective of the legs. What part needs to go where? Because I need... Do the shorts themselves need a difference in the Z? The anchor leg should not. It just needs to point the thigh towards the hip and then lean the leg over so that... Actually, should I be losing more height here? This leg should technically be fine in a way to do the front and back together. Alright, let's go. Body Z. Or should I use different terms for these? Because I might want to run them in a different thing just to make sure it all runs together correctly. For this leg, this will be just the body Z into the lean Z. I don't know if it needs a lean Z right now. I'm gonna try to not incorporate too much of below the hips into the... Actually, wait, no. This could probably go above the fold, kind of go for the whole leg, for the whole shorts leg here. Let's do that. Let's change this to our body X, and let's change this to body Y. Actually, we don't need the Y. We don't need this at all. Actually, we'll do the whole part of the shorts as a body Z and a lean Z. Because realistically, the perspective should not be changing. It should just be leaning for this leg because it's an anchor. Even if there's a little bit of perspective change, it's not going to be very much. So we can do the subtle change within just the one piece rather than having to separate it. So I added all the extra stuff that I'm going to need here. Well, either way, the X and... Oh wait, I already put the X... Yeah, X, they're kind of front and back together. If we don't have too much turning, then that should be fine. Oh wait, the Y will be separate for this part. So we do the whole leg as part of Y as the the three major joints, which is the hip, the knee, and the ankle. So technically everything between hip and knee, which is basically just the thigh and the corresponding shorts parts. Can I do that all as one Y piece? Really having a think through on this. Oh boy. Actually thinking if I can just do it entirely instead of splitting the shorts and the leg, actual leg portion for this leg, where I can just do a whole Z here. No, keep it separate just to be safer. And then this body X should probably be down here. So we have the front and the back separated. Then we've got the actual leg piece. Let's ignore the shoe for a moment and just deal with the leg. Okay, so the knee and the thigh are going to be working together for the body Z, the lean Z, and also the body Y. There should still behavior, but it's below everything. If it doesn't, we'll move it later. And do we want the turn to affect this part? I definitely don't want the body X to affect the feet, because we want to have the hip on the, or the hip be the core part of the body X. So we don't want to have it turn all the way down to the feet, the same way you wouldn't turn all the way up to the head. You know, your head does some stuff separately. We'll have the knee and the thigh be able to do body X, but I think we'll stop at that, and maybe the calf, the top side of the calf at most. But the calf itself will also need its own body Z. Lean Z. And body Y. See if we need to move this later. And then also a body X. That's probably just going to be matching the knee, whatever that does, as the body turns on top of it. Alright, so for this body Z, we can essentially do both of these parts together, and our core goal is to go like it's better just to grab the whole thing and shift it, and then just work out how much the okay, let me see if I can do it all in one. So we've got the core point here, which is the top of the hip, the knee, and then the bottom of the calf. So basically our leg is going to go, the hip ends up about here. The knee is going to have to also move down a bit without affecting the calf. Because the knee should be able to handle the required turn on the calf. Let me just take a snapshot of this to make sure my foot is definitely not moving to begin with. We want this to not move so much, so we'll go like that. And we want to maintain the same kind of distance. Should that be in the body Z, or should that be in something else? For this leg, it should be fine. If it needs to move later, we'll move it later. And then we kind of do the same thing here. We've got the hip, the knee, and then the calf. We want to lean the hip backwards. We're going to accommodate that, bend the knee downwards and make sure that the calf doesn't go moving around too much, like so. So the movement now This looks good. I don't know about this. This is just leaning over, but that's kind of what's gonna happen because one leg's gonna be like this, one leg's gonna be like this. It's gonna like, I need to pull this leg all the way out. Kind of want to pull this in a little bit actually, in a way. Alright, so I'm not going to be able to put the lean or the leg lifting into lean motion, but I'm going to have to adjust the foot on the other leg. We want this leg to stay anchored. I was gonna leave that for now. Do I need to do anything in particular for the motion here? But this ankle leg is not going to be affected by the lifting motion, but instead by just the body weight. So we once again go from hip, knee, calf. This is basically going to lower hip a little bit. Actually, wait, no. What are we doing here? We're raising hip, aren't we? No, we're pushing hip this way a little bit. We are lowering the knee a little bit. And then we just need to kind of make sure that the calf isn't moving at the bottom. We need to keep this anchored, and everything should kind of just match up. Very subtle motion, but that's kind of what it is. Yeah, that's why I'm a little worried about the body Y. We're gonna have this much movement at the knee level. But typically when you do leg motion without any perspective changes, this will in general work. I'm gonna lift the hip a little bit. Actually, wait, no. We're lowering the hip. Because we pulled the hip one. Oh no, this is more like we're lowering the hip this way. Kind of just bending the knee forward. And then keeping the calf grounded. I'm gonna redo this. Where this motion is pulling upwards. Oh no, the perspective I do have it changing a little. It's not supposed to be changing here. It's supposed to be leaning. Just like down here, dude, isn't it? It is the hip that's moving. I feel like I need to get the script to move a bit more. A little bit more aggressively. I don't get this to straighten out a bit. I mean, it's a little wobbly. Probably gonna reduce part of the physics here regardless. Because this is more like straightening the leg out. You know, it's supposed to push down a little bit. Now the perspective's not changing too much then. I feel like this movement's too big. Okay, the perspective is changing a little here. It's probably better if I mess with this more manually. Wait. Jeez. Honestly, it's not gonna be all that different from what the default or the temporary path performer could do with it anyway, but see what that does to it. Oh wait, that missed the shorts. Where are we? Hum. That's probably fine. Alright, let's just make an extra input here for body Z leg left. And that's gonna be the funnest functionality I'm gonna have to input for this whole thing. And let's mess around a little bit with leg number 2. Okay, so shoe is actually gonna need parts in this one, but let's mess with the... Let's just not mess with the shoe for a little bit and just try and direct the leg around. Alright, so... we are going to go... body Z. Into... Z left. And then it's gonna need the, hopefully the body Y, which is also gonna be handling your knee. It's gonna work with it. Just one the thigh and the knee is just together because I didn't think it'd be too much of an issue when I was doing it, at least in just the art portion. Maybe I had to separate it. And then go into any extra curves here. And that'll kind of be how it has to go for every part here. How many performers am I on now? Oh boy, I'm approaching 1,000. I'm probably gonna hit 1,000 as well once I do all the fingers. And also the shoe parts are probably all gonna... A lot of it's gonna need its own thing. I've even like categorized the shoe at all. I have, like, somewhat. Alright, okay, so this is actually going to have to be separated. Taking a look at what I've actually got to work with and thinking about whether it's a good idea or not. The front and back of this have to, it does, because it's got to change perspective. Hum, 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 hum. Hum, hum, hum. Okay, so... Hum, 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 hum. Okay, so this leg needs to come out of here, essentially. The hip is about here now. And we're going to very slightly twist it, where we can, one way. We don't want to put the end. This has to be where the foot ends. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know how much control I have on this leg, if I need to like turn it a lot. Okay, we're gonna sling this leg forward without changing the perspective too much. Um... Hmm... Um... 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 Ooh. This is gonna be a lot of messing around with this. Hmm. Um, um... Do I want to turn... I would like to... how do I get this to function in a nicer way? I don't want to keep... Oh my gosh. Oh, this is having so many complications. Why is this legs? I had to draw them down to about the same spot. Honestly, I should treat this as though this is about the ankle. I didn't draw this knee or this calf much thinner than the other one, but this has to come forward a little bit. I'm trying to like make it so that the perspective isn't changing too much. Actually, wait, where's the body? The body's turning towards... That means that the... If I want to... Okay, so... The fun part with the Z lift now. Is this going to be a problem because essentially the leg changes perspective as it turns around the body? It is. Oh wait, this leg lift doesn't need a zero or a negative. It only needs a positive to lift. It only needs to go between 0 and 1 to up and down. Um... This could be very dodgy. Because we're basically just gonna lift the leg, and then this leg needs to lift without changing perspective at all, which literally means we just bend, and just kind of jam it into here. Okay, I am going to do a little bit of ensuring that the knee stays where it is. Let's just see how that works. That kind of forces the leg inwards, and makes sure that this part stays behind there, essentially. It is not working all the way right now. Alright, let's see how broken this is. Alright, so basically when body's head happens, we need to, on a position, be able to lift the leg in a way that it steps outwards. Where's my leg stuff? Z, leg lift. We want to not let it shake or go over, so we want to go... hold on, where is the spot right now? Let's just make sure it's going the right way first. Hold on, you go the other way. Oh wait, it has to be able to step no matter which way it's going. That means that... we do actually need this to go from... whoops, that's not how it's supposed to go. How's that working? So basically, by having this on both sides, the concept is that whether the leg's going backwards or forwards, it will try to bend it. It is currently not bending very much. We want this to be shorter. We want this to be higher, I think. I want this to shake a bit more. It's not shaking very much. How do I get this to shake more? Although... Okay, that's too shaky. Okay, there we go. That's what we want. Basically, the leg is going to bend and actually try and take the step. It's going to need some fine-tuning, but that's kind of the idea we want. And also, this is my first time doing real leg motion properly, so if it's a little scuffed, it's going to be a little scuffed. But this is the single leg motion where you use one leg as an anchor, which is my preference, personally, and I will always stand by that, no matter what. Is this actually stretching? Do I need to lift this more? This should just pull into the knee here. I might want to increase the actual range of this a little bit. So that we're pointing maybe like way out this way instead. And then we'll get the calf to... You know, if it was just a regular walking motion, it'd actually be easier, because then it's just a loop of no one movement. With no variables. Having no variables always makes life a lot easier. Or if it was a set direction, but because the body's turning a lot, this is actually kind of tricky. Or does the lift have to happen before the actual Z motion, so that I could just raise the knee without taking into account the perspective change? Because then the lifts will occur first in deformation and then the turn. Okay, let me just try. How do I move this around in a smart way? Oi, go in. Okay, so now the lift happens before the turn. The big transform happens before the actual lift. What the heck happened there? Is it because I try to do all this extra stuff to make this fit? What? Oh dear, what the heck happened to that? Why did it do that? Okay, my best bet is probably just to remove these points to begin with. And just use this outer line that's created by the thigh to kind of try and handle this portion of the leg. They're really gonna fight me on the fact that this wasn't... that I changed the mesh later. Oh, jeez. Alright, fine. We'll just redo the whole motion entirely. But we have the general process of what actually needs to happen now. So... Then we literally just grab this and jam it in. Should I mission the whole top of this part? Just to make sure it sticks. I don't want this other line to always stick though. I actually wanted to have some variance. I need to jam this in higher. I mean, it would be better if the actual lift was like higher. Oh, there's so many reasons why I don't like glue. Can we not? Oh my god, I don't even have a point here to like work with this. Well, does it have to follow the thing on top of it that's glued down to? I mean, I guess that like one blemish honestly isn't the biggest problem in the world when this is a constant movement. I can try and make it less noticeable. Oh, that's causing issues. Okay, I think I can force it by telling it instead of going from here to go from here to here directly, manually. And that should force it. And then because that is attached to this part is less relevant because this is going to be in the full motion only. And while the formation might be a little ugly, but I don't know how noticeable it's ever going to be. Let's just have a look how noticeable it actually is in the actual motion. Oh, there's so much lag. The good thing is that this is supposed to be a quick motion, so even if there is a slight deformation, it's not going to be like massively noticeable. It'll kind of just bounce in and bounce out is kind of how it's supposed to go. I don't really know how else I can fix this at this current stage. Unless I just reduce the number of points on this straight portion of the leg. That's like the only real way I can get around it. Because technically I can work with less points on this part of the leg, because it's essentially mostly a straight line. Does it have to have a point there? That's not very helpful, is it? I mean, that is significantly less noticeable, in general. I mean, the leg still wasn't actually lifting by very much, which I don't know if that's going to become a problem. It's also supposed to be like lifting towards the camera, which is like very awkward. Because that kind of messes up as it turns. I'll have to mess a bit more at some point, but that's fine. Or should just go into the same deformer, because then I can force it, essentially. That basically means I have full control over all corners and where it has to sit. That might be a genuinely better idea. It'll still be different parameters, but it'll be the same deformer. I'll have to do the corners manually, but it means that I have 100% full control over all of it. That might be how I have to go about it. Because right now, there's just too many problems. I mean, if I have full control, I might not even need the glue. I can actually run without the glue because I don't have to worry about two different. I'll probably need the glue later for the body Y, but it'll become less relevant for this part that's having issues with just the knee, because the knee joint is always kind of dodgy, especially depending on your perspective. Just because of the way the human leg is kind of shaped. Okay, so we'll just kind of get the body Y set up, or body Z set up first, in a way that mostly makes sense. The hip is actually all the way back here now. We're pulling the leg around the body, and we'll have a slightly down view on the leg, so perspective-wise it'll be a bit like this. And we're pulling the leg pretty much so that it's stepping actually towards the back side of the body, so we actually want the leg to point this way. And then this leg will actually be kinda sitting like about there. Actually, I need to get rid of the other leg, hold up. Leg! Wait. Left! No, which right? Yeah, right, get right out of here. Kinda want the leg to be positioned like so. We'll adjust the foot later to kind of match that, but... Whoop. It's kind of where we want the leg to end. We'll mess with the foot later, because this is actually going to need some toe action to change the perspective of the shoe. We're going to try and point this out a little bit more this way, if I can. Turn the knee. Turning the knee is kind of awkward, the way I've drawn this, because I don't have a single line denoting the knee. Okay, so let's just see if this is fully where I want the leg. In terms of the position. Was right. Leg right. So that's definitely not how I want the carve. Alright, so that means that, like I'm actually sitting here doing a lot more thinking than actually moving. By now move the two parts here. Let's say that we're going to, can I do this both at the same time? Can I delete the form pass on to child for both of these at the same time? Okay, so now we have these things that basically have both components, and we just have to kind of do the... Well, the corner's kind of already done. We just gotta refine the corners in a way that makes sense. The good thing is that the thighs should be like largely fine. It's mostly a matter of the calf. But now that these are the same thing, I should be able to work them in a way that makes sense. Cause even if they're on the same deformer, I should still be able to get... Yeah, this actually looks a lot better now, with them on the same deformer. I think, because it's not trying to handle a whole bunch of different things separately. Okay, so the step is like, for all intents and purposes done. Like, so this is kind of what happens, or what needs to happen is that the foot needs to be able to take a tiny step if the leg is being lifted, or like not being moved as much, which is why we need to push this onto a pendulum so that if it swings a lot, then it lifts a lot. If it doesn't swing a lot, then it doesn't lift a lot. That's kind of the idea behind this one-legged anchor movement. Is this good enough for me to work on the shoe? I really might have to like unglue this. Yeah, I might really have to just remove the glue. Glue's causing a little bit of issue now, which is really gonna scare me for the body wire part, because the body wire part's also gonna need this knee to bend, and it has to be able to function at the same time as the Z. Okay, let's try removing the glue and just see what happens. Let's just see what this does to it. Oh wait, yeah, let's just bring this back to default and then remove the glue. Because I technically don't need the glue as long as the two things are functioning individually, which means I can technically have a more sensible mesh on this as well, which isn't taking the thing into account. Hopefully I don't need to change this again later, but we can actually just follow the flesh and line properly here. Well, I pressed a lot of buttons at the same time, what I do? Um... Surely I separate the knee on the side. Kinda really just forcing it. Oh man. Yeah, the leg kind of works. Oh jeez. Alright, do I just not bother with the, what you call it? Separating everything for the shoe and just move it as just the body's Z portion. Alright, so, what is the most defining part of this? Probably the body. Oh yeah, this is separate into a lot of parts. Can I do this all together for the Z? The perspective is basically one big body, right? As the whole thing. I think I can. So we're going to just go ahead and go... body Z here. And I do it for the front and back of the soul as well. This is where perspective actually matters. I mean, this is technically one giant slab that's been cut into two pieces. Try doing them together, but it doesn't work together. It will say, please don't lag on me. Thank you. This is not the time to lag, even though I'm about done for time for today. But still, I'd like to at least try a proof of concept. Alright, so all of these are gonna need a body Z output. That when the body weight moves this way, that let's see how effectively I can stretch some of these parts. How much is this separated? Got the top, the front, which includes that. Okay. I might have to do some corrections on this one. Alright, this probably isn't gonna work this way. I'm gonna have to do the body Z all separately. Well, wait, front. Yeah, this is all gonna be separated. Unfortunately, largely because of the bit right here. Where honestly the two choices are either to separate it or to so that there's a front side or front half and back half of the shoe based on the front and back sides of the foot, or it's going to have to just hopefully stretch out correctly here. Because what I really need is for this piece in particular to really stretch. While keeping this down the back. Do I really need to make this a 3x2? I think I do. Because I need to be able to collapse just this portion while stretching out this portion. Wait, what the heck? Don't select that. Oh jeez. Oh boy. There's never a good time whenever I have to increase the busier divisions. The conversion divisions. Oh jeez. This thing's line isn't being protected very well. For the most part, this piece just needs to go like, through here, like really awkwardly. That's still really awkward. Oh, this is gonna be so forced. It's gonna be beautiful in a way as well. Just kind of force it into shape. That's kind of what this needs to do. It's really kind of ghetto, but it gets the job done. Honestly, if I can for the tongue, I'd like to bend it all the way back, but I don't know how feasible that is. While also keeping like some of its original thickness. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. Why's my leg become so much thicker? Is it supposed to be that thick? Where's my other leg? I guess it does, like, kind of reach that level of thickness. This should still be a little thinner, though. Where's Carve? Carve. I'll reduce this a little bit. And then that means we can... where's the front? Means we can reduce this by a bit. How do I make the shoe overall smaller when it's supposed to be coming forward? Okay, I think that's about right. Honestly, no one really looks out here. As long as the motion above it is working correctly with it, good enough. Alright, but anyways, that will do it for today's stream. Proof of concept is all actually functional for a change. Rather than me having to go off to go and look for things to fix it. Leg movement might be one of those things I may be able to find something for by looking for a walking animation as opposed to actual leg motion for Vtuber models, because we all know what that's going to turn out to be in the search results. Yes, I'm going to keep shitting on them. Alright, but probably going to mess with this a little bit more. I still need to actually get the hit points out as well. Because that's still actually not attached to the head correctly, namely around the ears, and I still need to do the movement for them. I've only done the movement for like one side of the head X for one earpiece, so that actually still needs to be done, but I'll mess around with some of these parts because there's actually a lot to do that has kind of been put on the back burner on this model itself, off stream as well at this stage. Otherwise this is not going to get done forever. But either way, at least everything is working the way I wanted to now, and I'm getting all the stuff I haven't really done before out of the way, so hopefully once it reaches the point where it's just the regular body turning and all that good stuff, it's gonna work. Yeah, the stepping is essentially okay, so if you're familiar with VTubers in particular, a lot of indies, because I noticed this is a thing that a lot of indies like compared to honestly what is usually not as high quality for the corporate models because they don't need it. They have enough marketing that as long as the upper body works, it's actually fine for them. A lot of indies, for some reason, like this like little step side to side on both legs that kind of move with the body Z, because typically normally, right, your typical pose is symmetrical in the way that your legs are basically, or at least at minimum, because all of your movement, all your turn movement comes from your hips, or they should start at your hips. Typically, most people will have what's below the hips in a somewhat symmetrical fashion, in which, actually no, most people have the legs completely symmetrical. I'll be like brutally honest at this point. Most people have the legs completely symmetrical, so they usually do like this outward step with like both legs. One, they'll step out as the body like leans over to kind of incorporate the body weight, and then as it goes over, the body weight moves across for the body Z, as in the where's tilt? With the body Z, like as it goes one way, they'll kind of like step one leg out, and then as it steps out the other way, they'll kind of step the other leg out. The thing I don't like about that is that it looks very jittery if it's done even like to a somewhat good standard, because if someone is practically dancing both by stepping both legs rapidly, if they're shifting the body weight around rapidly, because imagine if like, even if it's done correctly, as in once it hits the middle, both legs are back to the center, and the leg, one leg is only moving when the body weight is moving towards that side. So let's say between -1 here and 0, that the this leg steps out to incorporate the body weight going this way. And then when it comes back to 0, this leg steps back in, and then immediately as you start moving the body weight this way, this leg has to step out. If you then, because a lot of people like this kind of shaking animation where they're showing stuff off, you'll realize that the legs are stepping very rapidly, left, like out and out and out in, to basically support the body weight as it moves in and out. So that's what I'm kind of trying to avoid by using one leg as an anchor, which is, I think if you look through some of the Iron Vertex rigs of ones that aren't doing symmetrical pose, like what I've got here, this is actually half the reason I did an asymmetrical pose, is to make sure that I can't do those stupid little steps. Because we have only one leg doing as the anchor, basically we'll step the leg out to catch the body weight, and we'll step the leg this way to catch body weight, and it'll be consistent no matter how the body weight is moving. Obviously the shoe will lift once I get that in, but that's kind of what's supposed to be happening, rather than like this tiny little step on both legs, and just the moment the movement becomes very quick, that it just looks like you're very jittery. If I can find an example, and I don't, the thing is, I don't want to find an example because that would just be absolutely like blasting someone, and that is like a little stink because I just know a lot of people like it. And depending on how you do the shoe part for the art, because the main problem with a lot of the way model art is done is that you've watched me do art, and you've heard me say it gets sloppier the further down the body you go. Typically, a lot of people do the shoe as like a single piece. So obviously you can't really turn it because you can't get the perspective, particularly of the heel and all the shoe's tongue, sometimes even the laces properly in that way, because it's just like one giant piece. So that is why usually when you see these step out motions on both sides of the leg, it's literally just the whole leg lifting and then moving one way without the perspective ever changing. Because I have like a little bit of a perspective change, because we're trying to get the shoe to face more outwards when stepping this way, and then this way I still decide how it's going to go. But probably see if I can bend the shoe, because I do have the parts separated in a way where I can actually curve it. This is also the advantage of not having laces or any very distinguishable part that defines the front of the shoe, beyond like just a slab of essentially cotton or leather or nylon or whatever this is. So that's kind of how that's going. I just realized that I didn't really draw these very well either way, because this one like ends here, and while this one like goes all the way around away from the foot. But yeah, that's like kind of the idea of the step here. I mean, I think you were around when I talked to Chi about it a little bit, because he's done the two-sided leg movement a little bit, and I was talking to him about it because he said like it's just a requirement that we know how to do it, because people like it and will pay for it. That's how it goes when you're like the one providing the service. It's like, oh, you want this even though it sucks? Well, okay, you asked for it, so here you go. Here you go. Oh, that's enough of my rant. You can tell that I'm very passionate about that one point that I really hate, the double leg motion. That is also going to be a feature of the channel as long as I continue to do Live2D rigs, along with how much I hate laces. It is feature number 2 of the rants I go on. So, look forward to that. That's going to be happening more often as we go into the future. Alright, but anyways, we'll finish up the stream here, continue on with other parts, and I will try and do some stuff off stream as well, because otherwise, as I said before, this is going to take forever, because I'm not getting a lot done, because I'm doing a lot of new things that require a lot of trial and error, because I'm doing it the unconventional way, and not the way everyone else does it, because I don't like the way other people do it. And the people who do it in the nicer way are basically holding onto all of those things like trade secrets, and you can't find any of it because no one's done a tutorial for it. So, thank you very much for watching this stream. For those watching who enjoyed what they saw today and are not subscribed, remember to subscribe, leave a like because it helps me out, and I shall see you all next time.